Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you're coming on while we are live on this beautiful Tuesday, March the 1st, 2022. It's amazing to even think that we're in the third month of this year already. So if you're coming on, please do me a favor. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to hit the share button. I want you to tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know that the Ramon Preston Show is back and is live on this beautiful Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. For those of you that don't know, just this past week, we were in South Florida. My team and I, we flew to South Florida. We had several events that we participated in from last Wednesday to last Saturday. We flew back in Saturday and had a busy weekend once we got back here to Atlanta. Sunday, we had a busy day. Yesterday, we had a busy day. And now today, we are here. We are live, and I'm super excited about what we're going to be sharing with you today. So please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, let them know that the Ramon Preston Show is live. And today, we're going to be sharing with you information on how to measure the impact of your business. How do you measure the impact of your business? A few things I want to cover even before we get into our discussion today. I want to say thank you to all of you that continue to like our videos, share our videos, comment on our videos, give us feedback from our videos. For those of you that have been supporting the Ramon Preston Show for over a year now, we've been hosting this show every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon, of course, with the exception of the days that we're not in the office or we're busy doing certain things and we're unable to go live. But we do our best to make it here every Monday through Friday. This is the part of my assignment, to show up every day to share information with you. I want to help my tribe. I want to impact my community. I want to educate you. I want to inspire you. And I really want to show you that it is possible for you to go from nothing to something. It's possible for you to go from, like myself, hood figure to seven figures. It's actually possible. So everything that I share with you on this show, it's a reflection of me. It's a reflection of my life. It's a representation of my organization and what we believe here at Ramon Preston Enterprises, whether it's our consulting division, our coaching division, our training division, or all of the above. So you can be assured that when you hear me on this show talking about something, believe me, be assured that it's something that I'm either living or that I'm learning to live. But I'm not going to give you anything that I do not have faith and confidence in. I'm not going to share anything with you that I don't personally believe. So it's very good to know that when you're listening to me, you're listening to somebody who's giving you something that he's living. So I want to say thank you to all of you. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page, please, sir, please, ma'am, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. We are working to get to 10,000 subscribers, and hopefully sooner than later, we can make it to 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube page. If you watch us on Facebook, all you have to do is just follow me at Ramon Preston. You can follow me on LinkedIn. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all of those platforms. I am there at Ramon Preston. And be sure when you're watching the live video, be sure to share it. Be sure to tag some people and let them know that Prophet Ramon is live. The squad is live. The Ramon Preston Show is live. And if you want to get the game the way the game supposed to be getting or gotten, whatever, you got to get on the show. You got to watch, and you should be taking some good notes as well. Also, I want to say thank you to all of you who participated in any of the events that we hosted in South Florida last week. Let me tell y'all what happened. So last Wednesday, we flew to South Florida, okay? Once we got to South Florida, we landed, of course. We went to the hotel, checked in, took showers, and literally left and hit the streets. And I went to a networking event. It was somewhat of like a social event Wednesday evening. It was absolutely amazing. They were celebrating and highlighting some local artists who paint original pictures. I got a chance to meet some extraordinary people, some amazing leaders in the community in South Florida where we were. And then Thursday, that morning, we went to my hometown where I was born and raised, and we did some random acts of kindness. So I believe we had about 8 or 9 people. Initially, we had about 10 or 12 people who either had a relationship with my grandmother who raised me, who's passed away, or my mother who has passed away as well. So we had about 10 or 12 people that we wanted to show some random acts of love towards. And so we had nice fruit baskets made, cards. We had some flower arrangements made, and we literally went to all of their houses, talked with them for about 20, 30 minutes or more, just hugged on them and loved on them and just reminisced about a lot of different things that they remember about my mom and my grandmother. And they were just so blessed to see me and to see my wife and my team show up at their door. And then we left my hometown, and later Thursday night, we hosted a community pep rally in another community that I was familiar with, probably about 8 or 9 miles north of where I was born and raised. The community pep rally was amazing. We had the mayor of the city there. We had the police chief of the city there. We had other dignitaries. I had one of my fellow millionaires from my hometown that was there. We had other young men that were representing the panel discussion that we had just on how we can impact and how we are impacting our community. And then one of my homeboys I grew up with, he was very near and dear to my heart, still is. He actually DJ'd for the event, my homeboy GQ, Jafonza Harris, and we surprised him with our first ever leadership award. It's a crystal trophy that we presented to him. And of course, I had some other things that I did for him off the record. I didn't want that to be a public display because he deserves to be respected and appreciated and honored, not just publicly, but also privately. But it was our way of publicly acknowledging him, honoring him, and just letting him know that when it comes to our culture, he is a leader and a pillar to us, and his commitment to that means everything to us. And then we also were able to honor another recipient of a leadership award for not the culture, but actually for the community. This young lady received the very first, and some of y'all should be giving God praise right here, because this young lady received the very first $10,000 scholarship from Ramon Preston University. So she is the first scholarship recipient of my online university. We presented her, of course, one of those big checks with a $10,000 scholarship. We presented her with a $1,000 check in cash, real money, for her to have to be able to come and to visit us, because she's a part of our Millionaire Mentorship program. We've scholarshiped her to be a part of everything that we're doing here. So we're going to take the next year and we're going to mentor her into millions, and we're going to show her how to build a successful business and a successful financial foundation. So I'm super proud of her, Mrs. Althea Wiley, and she was on her first Millionaire Mentorship call last night with us at 7:00 p.m. We host them every Monday, and it's just absolutely extraordinary what God is doing for her and through her as a community leader. And then, y'all, that was last Wednesday and Thursday. So last Friday and Saturday, I wasn't hosting, but I was preaching a 2-day revival for one of my spiritual mothers in South Florida. She was the one who birthed me in the gospel ministry. When I was homeless, I literally slept on her couch when I lived in their church for a year. Like the first year I got into ministry, I literally lived in the church. I was homeless, took a bath in the church bathroom, and I slept on her couch. She was the first lady, and I slept in her office every night. And so during the 2-day revival, we were able to honor her with a leadership award from Ramon Preston University, of course, with a monetary gift to her and to the hostess of the 2-day revival. And we were blessing so many other people, seen and unseen. A lot of things that we did while we were there, nobody don't even know. But I'm just so blessed that we were able to come through for 4 days, give away thousands and thousands of dollars in scholarships, thousands of dollars in cash. And just to be able to see smiles on people's faces was absolutely everything. And then yesterday, we hosted our first licensing and certification training here. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't live yesterday. Just in case you didn't notice, we were not live yesterday because all day we had our first licensees here in our headquarters. They flew in yesterday to sit with me and my team and for us to prepare them to become Blueprint millionaires. And so I'm super excited for them. If you're watching, Mr. Rubino, Mrs. Lucretia Lovick, I want to say congratulations to the both of you. They joined our coaching program last August, and we're talking about not even 6 months into our coaching program. They reached out to my personal assistant a few weeks ago, and they was like, hey, listen, we love the coaching program. It's changed our lives. We're going to be on our way to become millionaires. We're right behind you and your wife and what you're doing. And they said, we want to become licensees. We want to be licensed under you. We want to be certified under you to learn what you know, to do what you're doing on the level you're doing it. So I'm super proud of them. And so many of you that are watching me today, you're listening to me, you have dreams and desires. You have aspirations and ambitions. Maybe it is to build a successful business. Maybe it is to be a millionaire. Maybe it is to become a successful coach or consultant and trainer. And here's what you have to understand. If you don't let go of what you have in your hands, you can't get anything new in your hands. And so while they were here yesterday during their training, they just continued to remind me of how I inspired them to not be afraid to invest money into themselves. And so for them to be willing to drop tens of thousands of dollars into themselves, it's not like they were just investing it into my company or into my licensing or into my training or into my mentoring or coaching, which is a part of it, but they wanted to invest in themselves. Because if you want to be a millionaire, what if you have to spend tens of thousands of dollars? Would it be worth you spending tens of thousands of dollars to be a millionaire? A lot of people never cross over into 6 figures or 7 figures, not even 6 figures, because they won't even invest 4 or 5 figures into themselves. So you have to change the way you think, you have to change the way you see it, and you have to change the way you do it. So today, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to talk to you about how to measure the impact of your business. Now, this is one of the conversations I had yesterday with our new licensees, because everyone who joins our licensing program, I'm taking them through a training for them to be certified as coaches and consultants. I'm teaching them my systems, my processes, but I'm also teaching them and training them how to build a 7-figure business. I know I can show you because I have one. I can't show you something that I don't have, but guess what? If I have it, I know I can show you how to do it, especially if you're willing to put the work in once I give you the game. And so one of the things that I was talking with them about yesterday, and I had this conversation on our Millionaire Monday coaching call last night, and that was with regard to how do you measure the impact of your business? So if you have a business or if you anticipate to start a business this year, you want to make sure that you're able to measure the impact of your business. And the only way you're going to really successfully measure the impact of your business is if you have the proper systems and if you have the proper processes. But before you're able to integrate the right systems into your business and complement those systems with the right processes, you have to have the right structure. You have to have the right structure. So let's just sit at the top of the mountain structure, okay? Let's just sit that at the top of the mountain. So when I say structure, what am I referring to? Well, in a perfect world, it will be you having a holding company, even if you have certain operating entities, but your holding company, your operating entities, your legal entity as a whole, that's what's going to consist of your structure. Well, once you have your business structure, whether it is LLC, whether it's a C Corp or S Corp, whether it's a holding company or just other operating entities, let's just simplify this whole organizational structure and say you still need some type of legal structure, all right? Once you have the legal structure, the next thing that you should be focusing on if you're building out systems and processes in order to successfully and properly measure the impact of your business, I always like to recommend to my clients, and I teach all this in my Millionaire Blueprint as well, I recommend that you start with the top 5 corporate positions. Because if you start with the top 5 corporate positions, it's easier for you to start building the systems and the processes out from those 5. So what are the top 5 corporate positions? Well, you have the CEO, right? You have the CMO, or I would just be more proper to say the CSO, Chief Executive Officer, just in case you don't know that, Chief Sales Officer, CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and COO, Chief Operations Officer. Now, remember, when I say corporate positions, it doesn't mean you need 5 people, because there was a time I was all 5. As a matter of fact, me and my wife, we still joke today how I had her coming on board with me, and she got to the point that she was like, honey, listen, until you got enough money to be able to finance me to spend all my time running behind you, please leave me alone and let me make money so we can have a roof over our head and have transportation and food on our table. And so she really forced me and held me accountable to be a real CEO and to build a real business, because she realized that I was a hustler, I was a go-getter, I knew how to get out there and make things happen, but I did not have any structure, I didn't have any systems, I didn't have any processes, and she was like, you just can't operate like that. My wife was a store manager for years. She's always been a great manager of people, but when she was hired, she used to always tell me, when she was hired to work for Gap or Gap Baby, Gap Kids, when she was hired to work for Lane Bryant and manage these stores, because she was a retail store manager, she always used to tell me they had a structure. They had a corporate structure. They had systems and processes. And she was like, I didn't know any of that stuff because I stayed in my lane and managed the stores. The CEOs and the regional managers and the district managers, they dealt with all the corporate infrastructures and systems and processes to make it easy for me to do my job as a manager. So it really helped me to understand that I needed to know this. But remember, this was at a time when we didn't have a lot of the automated technology we have today. We didn't have the Googles of the world and the YouTubes of the world where you can find a lot of this information. We had to figure it out, and I know I did, but I figured it out. So when I talk about the top 5 corporate positions, yes, there are people that can ideally assume those positions, but more specifically, these positions just need to be spaces that you have filled in your business to understand what it should look like in the perfect world. So don't get so caught up on, I ain't got people, I can't get no COO or CMO. Well, you're going to be all 5 anyway if you can't afford it. But you at least need to have those positions carved out in your mind and in the infrastructure of your business so you can know that they're going to exist at some point. And even if you don't have a person in those 5, all the other systems and processes in your business are going to be interconnected and flow up to those 5 slots or spots, if I'm making sense. I'm giving y'all game today. You better catch it because I'm on fire right now. So now that you have these 5, the next thing you can focus on is systems. Because again, there was a time I didn't have those 5. So I had to play the role of all those 5, but I had to figure out what systems do I need to connect with each of those corporate positions. Because once I start getting enough money that I can hire people, I need to know which one of those areas do they fit in. So like when I was ready to hire my wife full time and pay her a real salary, she was going to assume the role of the COO, the Chief Operations Officer. She's a manager. She understands the day-to-day operational management responsibilities of a company. But guess what? I needed to know that, because in order for you to measure the impact of your business, it starts with this. And so now once I start finding out what types of systems I need, because there are systems that you're going to need for all 5. They have a lot of different systems today. We're talking about like CRMs, sales and marketing systems. We're talking about financial systems, operational systems, executive systems that can house all of the interactions between all these things that make up your business. Because everything that goes on in your business, it's probably connected to these 5 corporate positions. So there are certain things that go on in your business right now that directly connect to the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, you, me, right? There's certain things that go on in your business that connects with the Chief Sales Officer. That's your sales department. There are certain things that go on in your business that connects to the CMO. That's your marketing department. There are certain things that go on in your business that connects with the CFO, the financials of your business. There are certain things that go on in your business that connect with the COO, the operations or the logistics or some of the administrative responsibilities. So you gotta have this like this, and it just makes it easier. It simplifies it. So then you got your systems. Now, once you get your systems, you can start looking at your processes. Because if you don't have systems in your business, I guarantee you don't have the right processes. So that means you waking up every day just doing stuff and you don't even know what you're doing. Or even if you hire people, you're hiring people for stuff that you don't even know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. And none of y'all can measure the impact of the business because you have no measurable capabilities. How are you going to measure the impact? You're going to measure the impact through the processes that you create, based on the systems that you have integrated, based on these corporate positions that you have connected to your structure. Am I making sense to you? I hope I'm making sense. I know I'm moving fast because I'm trying to cram all this in. So that's how it should actually look. Now, my company, we use what I call the 5 R's. The 5 R's. I'm going to share them with you today. When I shared them last night, everybody on there was like, oh my God, this is the next best thing since sliced bread. But here's what I want you to understand. Everything that I'm sharing with you on how to build an infrastructure out, I teach this in my Millionaire Blueprint. That Millionaire Blueprint, that online program that I teach hundreds and hundreds of lessons on financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, investing, family, wealth building. That online program, it summarizes everything that I have done in my own life. I'm just giving you what I have developed and gathered over the course of 18 years being a full-time entrepreneur, and my wife and I being a 2-person team, coming from scratch and being to where we are right now, having a 7-figure business. So I want you to understand, I'm giving it to you the way I know you're supposed to have it. So if at any point you feel like you need more of this information and you want access to more of this information, I have so many different opportunities for you to connect with me. You can take advantage of our online Millionaire Blueprint program. You could take advantage of our Millionaire Mentorship program. Our mentorship program comes with the Millionaire Blueprint, but it also gives you access to our weekly coaching calls, so you could be around people who are mentoring on a week-to-week basis. It gives you access to our quarterly masterminds and workshops, so you can come to these one-day events we host every quarter and just sit and deep dive to learn all these nuts and bolts for your business and your finances and your overall success. Our Millionaire Mentorship program also comes with new features that we've just added. One in particular is our Millionaire Headquarter days. So every Thursday here in my headquarters, I host Millionaire Headquarter days, where I have a group of people come in. They're either interns that are being trained to work for me at some point, or they're mentees in our mentorship program that I am showing them the ins and outs and the behind the scene details of how to run $1 million business. Like, you can have it in your mind that, man, I want to be a millionaire. I want to run a multi-million-dollar business. But it's a whole different situation when you're able to come somewhere and literally see how a $1 million company runs. I want my community, my people to see that it actually works, and it can work for you if you're willing to work it. So that's for another time when we finish this. So the 5 R's, and this is how you're going to measure the impact of your business. So number 1, you have role, you have responsibility. I know I ruined that word. Come on. Oh, I got it right. Responsibility. We have, let me make sure I got it right. We have role, we have responsibility, we have routine. We have routine, we have reach, and then we have result. So this is how I in my company, this is how we measure the impact of our business. But again, we have a structure. We have an organizational structure. We have it structured correctly. So if you don't have your business structured correctly, a lot of this is going to break down once you start moving and once you start having multiple activities go on, and it's going to slow you down, because this is a part of the process that you want to go through in order to scale your business. So you have to have a structure. That's the easy way to build your structure and your systems. You good? Then you have your systems. You want to connect your systems to make sure you have systems to cover all the main points or areas of your business. Daughter, can you bring my charger for my phone? And then you have processes, because your processes are going to be those step-by-step strategies that you're going to use to make sure that your systems are working and that your business is moving forward. So the 5 R's is one of the main general processes that we use for our business. So I want you to see how this works. Everybody in my company and everybody in your company should have a role. Remember, everybody should have a role, because I want to make sure anybody that I hire, I want to know which one of those 5 departments that they fit in. Okay? At least those 5. I want to make sure that they have an area that they fit in. Who are they working under? What corporate position are they working under? Okay? So everybody needs a role. Your role identifies your general position. So this is what your general position is. You could plug it up over there. This is what your general position is. Nobody can't see you. This is what your general position is. It's your role. So if you're the CEO of your company, my question to you is, what is your role? Like, what is your role? What is your general position as the CEO? Do you know what your role is? Or you just saying, man, I run this thing. This is my business. I'm the boss. You got CEO on your card, but you don't have no idea what you're doing, because you don't have a role. You have to define your role. And I guarantee, if you don't know what your role is, most likely you ain't hiring nobody. And if you hire people, they ain't gonna know what their role is. How somebody gonna know what their role is that you hire and you don't even know what your role is? So your role identifies your general position. Then you have your responsibility. You have your responsibility. Your responsibility identifies each individual task within your role. So my role is the CEO. I'm the Chief Executive Officer. So if I am overseeing the day-to-day operations of my organizational enterprise as the CEO, now I have individual tasks that must be done every day as the CEO. If you just had these two situated in your business, most likely you wouldn't just be fumbling every day. Because I know a lot of people who say they run businesses and all they do is just goof off every day on social media. They ain't doing nothing. They just twiddling their thumbs, looking at papers, scrolling the internet, but they ain't making no money. They ain't doing business. They're not doing their job as CEOs. So you're never going to have people that you're going to hire, because what are they going to do? They have to have a role. They have to have a responsibility. Then your role and responsibility connects you to your routine. Your routine identifies specific details. So now there's specific details that have to happen every day. So when me and my staff, when we come into the office every day, we have a role, check. We have certain individual tasks, we have responsibilities, and we have a certain routine. There are certain things we got to do. Like, for example, I'm in my studio. Whenever I do get another camera person, I don't have a camera person right now, but whenever I do get another camera person or studio person, they're going to have a specific role, responsibility, and routine. So what would their routine be? Well, their role will be, let's say, camera person or chief marketing officer or content creator. All right. Let's say if it's the CMO or something, they have a certain responsibility, right? What is their responsibility? They're going to oversee the marketing division, the sales, the financial division, the operations division, or they're going to oversee the studio. What is their routine? The routine is you got to come in, you got to cut the lights on, you got to clean the screen, you got to make sure the Wi-Fi working, you got to update the computers, you got to make sure all the wires are working, you got to edit, all these things. This is a routine. And once you get the routine, it takes you to number 4, the reach. The reach identifies a specific measurement. So now here in the routine, there are certain things that you know you have to do, but here, the reach, you have to quantify it. You have to quantify it. So you can use words to tell me what your role is. You can use words to tell me what your responsibility is. You can actually use words to tell me what your reach, your routine is. But when you get to reach, see what I'm doing? Because I want to measure the impact. When you get to reach, now you got to give me numbers. How many of the things that you did? I want to know how many. My staff knows, and we use certain systems. We use certain systems to help us quantify certain processes. So my team knows they can't just tell me words on stuff that they did. They can't just write a whole lot of stuff down and submit a piece of paper saying, I did all these things. They know I want to see numbers. How many people did you call? How many responses did you get? How many conversations did you have? How many things got accomplished? I want to know numbers, because the numbers are going to help me scale these systems, because I want to scale. I want to grow. And so you have reach, and then you have result. Your result is the amount of revenue. So I can see that I can measure the revenue impact of my business based on using processes like this. I hope that makes sense to you. This is literally free game that I'm giving you. Like, what I'm giving you right here is information that people pay me tens of thousands of dollars to give to them and to help them integrate into their business. So I don't want you to take this lightly. I don't believe you're taking it lightly, but I just want to remind you that if what I'm sharing with you is something that you know you need, you really have to just make the decision to invest to get into an ecosystem like the ecosystem I've created through our Millionaire Mentorship program. So we have our Millionaire Blueprint. This is an online program. If you are a do-it-yourselfer and you know you are a self-starter and you know that you have the muscle built and the discipline that you can log on every day and enter into a platform and watch me so that I can mentor you virtually every day, then the Millionaire Blueprint is going to be perfect for you. Now, if you know that you can't quite do everything you want to do just by learning virtually, so even though Ramon Preston is going to mentor you and you'll be able to listen to me in your car, when you're home, when you're on break, you can pull me up on your phone and start learning about financial literacy, tax strategies, holding companies, real estate investing, family wealth building. You know you can learn all these things, but you know virtual learning is not all you need. Then maybe you need to consider our Millionaire Mentorship program. And this Millionaire Mentorship program is powerful because I'm giving you an opportunity at an affordable price for you to get into the ecosystem and to start listening to different people who are learning what I'm teaching them, and to be able to start building your business the legitimate way. So if you would like to be a part of our Millionaire Mentorship program or just get access to our virtual Millionaire Blueprint, I want you to text the word millionaire to me right now, and we're going to reach back out to you so that we can get you signed up and started today. Okay, you could text the word millionaire to this number here. And when we reach back out to you today, once the show ends, we'll reach back out to you. All you have to do is just let us know if you're wanting to know more information about our Millionaire Blueprint, our online educational training platform, or you would also like to know more information about our mentorship so that I can personally coach you, consult you, and help you build a successful 7-figure, maybe 8-figure, 9, maybe you like me, I want a 10-figure business. So I'll be more than happy to speak with you today to help inform you on what it is that we're doing, and I want to help you get to your next level. Now, for those of you that are coaches and consultants, we just launched our first licensing and certification training yesterday. Actually, we launched this licensing program January 1, and we have just come around to host our first event. The training that I'm providing in this licensing program is game changing, because I'm showing you not just how to consult clients and how to coach clients and how to train people for business and financial success, but I'm also providing the curriculum for you. I'm providing the materials to you, and I'm giving you a license to literally not just use my material and curriculum, but you can actually sell our Millionaire Blueprint. You're literally able to make money immediately just off of our products that we already have built. We have digital platforms, we have digital products, virtual training programs that are absolutely spectacular. We have so many people that are on our program. As a matter of fact, we've had over 500 people enroll in Ramon Preston University. I launched my online university almost 3 years ago. It's almost 3 years. This year will make 3 years shortly. And we've had over 500 people enroll in our online university. And I'm projecting we're probably going to have a couple thousand people this year, because we're really moving fast. We have a lot of momentum. We have a lot of people that we're working with now that we have licensees that are coming in and they are authorized to sell our programs as well. they're going to be building 6- and 7-figure businesses off of these digital programs that are changing people's lives. And I truly believe this Millionaire Blueprint that I put together as a 5-step wealth building system, it is going to become a big deal for a lot of people, especially people in our community. I want to educate you. I want to inspire you. I want to impact you. And I want to give you everything that I have put together that I know has worked for me. If it works for somebody who is a ex-addict, an ex-criminal, an ex-street hustler, an ex-thug with no formal education, but I have been able to gather the right information, put that information to practice, build a $1 million company, and I'm continuing to build on this company so that it can become multi-million, hectamillion, billion-dollar company. I know it can happen for so many people. And guess what? I just said to the coaching group that we talked to last night on our coaching call that this couple that are newly into our licensing program, that couple in particular, I'm not going to be surprised if they're millionaires before this year is over with. It's just because they're getting what I'm giving to them, and they're not cutting corners. They're listening to me and doing exactly what I'm telling them to do, and they're winning. And they're succeeding. So it's not like they're spending money and not making money. They're making a whole lot of money. And they're going to continue to make money because they're listening to somebody who's making money and who's succeeding. And they're doing it the same way that it needs to be done. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Once you find someone who has the right spirit, who has the right mindset, who's giving the right information, you got to learn to just go all in with people. Like my wife was preaching about that Sunday. She was preaching about honor. And she was just talking about how me and her, we honored our spiritual leaders when we connected to them. They helped us to understand so many things about life, spiritually and naturally. As a matter of fact, my spiritual father was one of the first ones to prophesy to me and lay hands on me concerning me being successful in ministry and marketplace. He was one of the first people, I think, in my mind. I don't remember anyone else saying it that way. He was the first person, I believe, that I heard articulate, there's an anointing on you for the ministry and the marketplace, for business and church. So I'm living the manifestation of it. So anyway, I want you to reach out to me. Text the word millionaire to the number, and let's get you started today. Let's get you onboarded today. Let's have a few minutes to talk with you over the phone, to assess your situation, to get you logged in, get you processed, get you onboarded, and get you going to where you want to be. So I love every one of you. We'll be back here tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon. Please, please subscribe to my YouTube page. Please invite other people to subscribe to my YouTube page. Please, pretty please, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on Facebook, and tell Lolly, Dolly, everybody, every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon, Prophet Ramon Preston, the squad is right here live on the Ramon Preston Show. So I love you. I appreciate you. You want to know more about the Millionaire Blueprint, the Millionaire Mentorship Program, text Millionaire. If you want to know more about our licensing program because you want to be a successful coach. If you're a coach or a consultant, or you're trying to get into coaching and consulting and you're not making no money, 404 478 7213. That's the number. 404 404 478 7213. But if you're a coach or a consultant. Okay, you can't read my writing? But I put it in the comments. 404 478 7213. 7213. That's the number you could text right now. But again, if you are a coach or a consultant, or you want to become a coach and a consultant and a trainer, and you do not know what you're doing and you're not making any money, let me help you. please let me help you. I want you to reach out to me. I want you to text that number, but just text the word certified. So I'll know you want to talk to me about becoming a licensee and being certified as a coach and a consultant. I guarantee you, the way I will teach you to be a coach and a consultant, most people are not teaching you. I know a lot of people that have gone to classes and courses and school, and they've gotten certifications to be coaches, and they have no clue what they're doing. And they ain't making no money doing it. They have no idea what they're doing because they don't understand the things that I just shared with you about structures, systems, processes, and how to build those things out to scale them. I want to show you how to do it and how to make a lot of money doing it because I've done it. So I know what I'm saying works. I love y'all. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Ramon Preston